Hey, welcome to
Let's have a talk.
with Cheryl, aka CJ.
And Stardella, aka Star. I prefer Stardella.
I'm done with her. All right, so
How you doing today?
I'm living. It's a beautiful, sunny,
Amen.
perfect weather kind of day in California.
Yes, it is. But it's where it's supposed to be what fall, winter, and
It's
it's,
warm
it's spring.
for real though. But I ain't mad at it.
I ain't mad either, cause I mean, it. I'm just happy. It's nice. It's a beautiful day.
Yes, ma'am.
But I ain't gonna lie, I do wish it rained. So
Yeah, I love the rain. I like cold weather. Thick girl season is supposed to be in effect, and it is. No, not for us. As you see, I'm perspiring as we're talking.
not only that, it's just that LA, we need the rain.
We do. We
Yeah.
We literally have maybe 10 days a year
Mhm.
with rain, and usually this not like raining.
It's just so dry, especially for people like me that has allergies. And when it's that dry air, your skin act up, sneezing, coughing. It just feel like you can't breathe right.
You're right.
We need that rain because once it rains like a good rain,
The air smells amazing. The
And you
ground is wet. It feels like the holidays
you
when
can
it
even
rains.
taste it like, oh, it tastes crispy air.
All right. Now, off the weather.
Yes.
What did you do this week?
This week I've been writing short stories and somewhat stay positive and get ready for the so-called holidays because it don't feel like the holidays this year.
Yeah. Thanksgiving is about to be really different. This is the time where people need to really sit down and reflect on the things that they have that are not materialistic or location bound. So, meaning like nobody's able to really travel how they want to, and you can't have large gatherings with family like you're used to. And I really feel bad for those who are alone.
Yes, I really do. And, I have a friend of mine that he's out here by himself and
Yeah.
he's from another state. I'm not going to say where, but we invited him like, hey, you have nobody, just come on over. But how we do it at my house, when you come over, she experienced it. And of course, it happens to me. You're going to get sprayed down.
At the door.
Yeah, at the door. And it's water, alcohol, and salt. It kills the bacteria. We're not taking no chances. Look, my dad's in his 70s. I cannot take no chances with that.
Yeah. Same here.
So, I mean, we're taking precaution. He said he'll come. We don't know. Hey, but we're not cooking a lot, which is so good because after all, some of those leftovers, you do get tired.
Girl, like 3 days max for me. I know
Yes.
some people who can eat Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, all that for a week. Not me.
I
can't.
let it last for a week because in case somebody comes over and they want some food or they, didn't get a chance to eat the food. So I'm like, okay, fine. But after a week, that is going out the trash. Everybody's different.
All y'all don't eat in 2-3 days. It's
No, but if you haven't came by, depending where you live,
too bad.
it depends where you live. Some people want to have it, or some. I mean, everybody's
She's
different.
so nice. I'm giving people a 2-day grace period, not a week.
I have a big heart, so that's what I'm thankful for.
And big boobs on top.
Anyway, good
Okay.
thing y'all cannot see it.
That's sad for y'all.
No, that's good.
Anyway,
Other than that, the holidays.
I'm wondering like how, I mean, my family's not really big on holidays like that. Occasionally, like my aunt will come by or a couple friends will come by, but this year my aunt actually went to her daughter's house in Reno, Nevada, so they're gonna spend Thanksgiving together for the
that's
first time in like 15 years.
Oh wow.
So
What's really
great.
What's really gonna set for me is Christmas. That's my favorite holiday. And not only that, my nephew's birthday is on Christmas Day.
really,
Yes.
I didn't know that.
And usually we would go out there on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, but because of this pandemic, we don't know if we're gonna go.
Right, yeah. And we usually do the Christmas exchange and
Yeah.
all that fun stuff. And we remember last time you had a Christmas party where we had the little funny sweaters.
That was so much
It
fun.
was so fun. Like
We had a good time because Christmas is not just, it is with family, but it's with family that you're born with and family who you choose to be.
exactly.
That's the true meaning of family.
Girl, that's with everything.
Yeah.
With everything, period. So, yeah, that's going to be a little different this year, but we're going to adapt because we don't have any other choice. And we're going to keep ourselves and our parents and our loved ones safe.
Yes.
So we suggest you guys do the same thing. There's many facets of communication: Zoom, FaceTime, Duo,
WhatsApp.
come outside, stand in in the grass and wave if you got to do it.
You got to do what you got to do. If you want to see them that bad, you can do all those things.
Yeah.
Or take the risk. They come to your house or whatever, but do like I said, spray them, have them wash their hands.
Mm-hmm.
And that's I mean, it's not gonna kill your clothes.
Have everything at the door.
Yeah, it's not gonna kill your clothes.
Just get you a little the handheld thermometer.
Oh, I have one.
Yeah, my mom bought one too. Get you some sanitizing spray, some sanitizer. Have them wash their hands. Remove their shoes at the door if that's your thing, your custom or whatever.
Yeah.
Just play it safe if you must have somebody around.
Exactly. But you know what? I feel this is the time. This is the year where we have to think about ourselves this whole year and from past. Because I feel 2019 is really something to think about. I don't want to get to the point of being religious, but I feel that we took everything for granted last year and before. And so we're grateful, but we was ungrateful for what we had. We was ungrateful taking advantage of going out to the bars, clubs, movies, restaurants, seeing people having fun, making money, doing all those things. And look what happened. It's like as a kid, one act up, you all gonna suffer. And this is what's going on. Even right now, this pandemic, we still going through it. And now look, Friday, we're gonna have a curfew.
Crazy.
In LA. I mean, the curfew don't bother me that much because it's like I'm at home most of the time and I just run my errands when I have to and then boom.
True.
It don't bother me. But if it's going to stop us to have the pandemic be controlled and low, I'm all for it.
I know a lot of people hate this, but I feel like a lockdown is a necessity at the moment.
Yes.
Because
it helped last time.
It did. And everything that we have tried thus far has not worked other than the lockdown. I know that it's unrealistic for some people, and I understand that there's ways to work around it and be safe, but I feel like
people don't want to listen.
It doesn't, and I am a part of the problem because I do occasionally go out and eat.
I do. I'm not going to lie about it. I can't.
But I think that that's the leading cause or a helping hand in the reason why this is spreading so widely and so quick. Because, okay, they say that we can't dine in at a restaurant. But what's the difference when taking the tables from inside to outside? There's still too many people. There's still people touching things. You don't know how clean things are. That's why it's very important to bless everything that you put in your mouth and on your body. And, God will take care of you, but God also gives you common sense. And some people don't use it. So I have definitely slowed down from going out and eating because it's a whole hell of a lot cheaper to cook in your own home.
And you know what's in your food.
Exactly. And not 10 different people have touched your plate and your,
it's more safer and sanitized when you do it at your own house.
Yeah. And I know it gets boring. A lot of people, we need human to human interaction. It's a natural thing to desire and to want and to need. But it's just like when it comes down to if I'm going to get to go chill with my 10 homies or if I'm going to live to see next year, I'm going to pick to live to see to next year.
Not even next year. You want to live to see tomorrow.
That too.
Or the next 10 minutes.
That too. Because I'm just like, I was watching the news today and ex-mayor, he's not the mayor anymore, Giuliani.
For California?
No, he was in New York.
Okay, no, he's not the mayor. I want to say the Lord for the one that's with Trump. Yeah.
So he was on the news today. People was dragging, bruh. He had sprayed some coloring on his freeway and side ramps, and if you don't know what that means, he has nothing here, and the Dr. Phil, that's what we're going to call it. He got the Dr. Phil haircut. And he sprayed some dark brown or black spray around it. And it started to drip on live television. He was sweating profusely. And they thought that he was like, something was wrong.
So he was sweating like Whitney Houston when she performed?
Yes. And both sides had like drip marks.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that by Whitney. I love you, Whitney.
R.I.P.
It was just like how I'm comparing to when she performs, she sweats a lot. And there's a lot, and hey, it happens. When you in the lights hit you and everything else, it hits me. Sometimes I say, oh gosh, I'm sweating like Whitney Houston. It's not to be mean, but
No.
it's like,
It's a known
I'm going to say
thing.
it's a good thing because
It's a
it's
known
like, hey, I look like Whitney Houston. I'm sweating just like her.
I'm done with you. But yeah, like somebody thought that he was like about to have a medical emergency because he was like sweating, and I think it was probably the lights, and also he has a lot of eyes on him. It's just like, what's gonna happen next?
They paying attention every little thing. It's just crazy. But I mean, that's today. That's why we always say, watch what you say, watch what you do, because you don't know who's watching.
Yeah.
You have, whether you're a celebrity or not, you gotta watch what you do. Cause like you see all this stuff on YouTube, that so-called Karens and all the
Them.
all the little.
Let's don't even get into that.
No, we're not gonna get into that. But other than that, to make it positive, yeah, just be thankful and please be safe.
Please.
Let's have fun. Let the new year 2021 be better than this year.
Amen. Let's go into it.
No more deaths. It's too many people that I know or don't know had died this year. One
real.
is too many.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Some hit hard. I mean, it hit me hard, and some was like, dang, that's sad.
And the bad part about it is like you don't want something like that to become normal.
No.
And it's just like every day not every day, I'm not an avid news watcher, but when I do and, it pops up things on my phone, it's just like, oh, 200 people died from this and blah, 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 blah. And it's just like damn, it's just like they telling you the gas prices or something. Like it's just become the new norm.
It's just, I remember when we had that shutdown, speaking of gas prices, that gas was low.
Yeah, because nobody wasn't going nowhere.
And I was loving it. I wasn't going nowhere either. And yeah, my car was good. Like, I had a half a tank for like 2 weeks. I was like,
No, we love that.
Yes.
Because gas is right back to where it was.
It makes you not want to go out. Forget the pandemic. I don't want to go out. It costs too much to drive around. And especially if you live in LA, you need a car. Probably in California, you need a car.
Yeah, that's true.
Because
even though we have a lot of stuff,
we spread it. We're spread it. It's wide. Like, it compared like New York, maybe Jersey, I'm not sure, but mostly New York, things are on top of each other and they walk and there's more transportation. It seems like out there.
Well, that's because it's smaller. They have 3 times less space than we do here in California, but they got double the people.
Yes, but I'm saying like they have the trains, they got the taxis, they got the they got that.
LA, we about to be in it.
We have that too.
We about to be in it.
Which is good, but then it's like, gosh, I don't want all this traffic. Like Crenshaw.
Hopefully
it gets better.
Hopefully by having the train come down main streets like it is, it'll keep a lot of people from driving.
Yes.
Believe it or not, because like a lot of older people, if they had closer transportation, probably they would make a different decision than getting into a car.
Yes.
Because no shade, all tea, some of them old people need to park it. I'm so sorry.
No, it's some truth to it.
Yeah, because it's like for safety precautions, like they're not moving according to the speed limit, and people in California, LA, pretty much they be driving crazy. Like
good example. Remember, long time ago when that the old man was at the I think it was Santa Monica Promenade, the farmers market, and remember he thought he was putting his foot on the brake, but it was on the gas.
Oh yeah.
And he was just it was like a farmers market, and he was hitting people. And I'm not sure if some had died, but I know there was a lot that were injured. And he said he thought his foot was on a brake, and he was an elderly man. So people like that, I get it. Like, yeah.
He was like 80-some years old. I think.
And I'm not saying all elders, just the ones that cause traffic and that can't really drive properly. You should not, because sometimes how some people drive, it can scare them, and that could cause an accident.
And I'm telling you,
and there's some young ones too that don't need to drive. People my age, some of them don't need to drive too.
Pretty much everybody. If you don't know how to drive the speed limit and in accordance to
what you're supposed to do,
the bylaws, you need to go park it, because like
there's Uber, there's Access, there's a train, there's the bus, there's other transportation, there's your friends, there's your family. Oh, even better, save you money. You can walk. You can exercise.
Or you can get on one of them little lift scooters if you.
inside joke about that. But you can
An
ride a
embarrassing
bike.
moment in my life.
You can ride a bike.
No. I want to tell that story.
Go right
I'm going to
ahead.
share my embarrassing moment with you people. You wonderful, lovely people.
I'm gonna try not to laugh.
So, I was on a date. This was last year. Shut up.
I'm not saying nothing. I'm just.
This was like last summer, and I was on a date with this guy, and we didn't have anything pretty much like planned out for the day. He was like, let's go get something to eat, and then like, let's just hit the beach. And I was like, okay, I'm down with it, come on. So we went out to Venice Beach, we got something to eat, and he was like, you want to get on these scooters? And I was like, I've always wanted to get on these scooters. This is when it was like kind of new in California. It was like widespread, like everybody was using them, because like now you can hardly find them. It's just like in certain areas like you can find them. But anyway, so I was like, okay, cool. Got on there, and when I tell you I became a speed demon on that sucker, I was on them like down the street, hitting the corners. I mastered it. I was scared at first because I was like, this don't seem right, and I was trying to learn how to work the little controls and stuff like that. And when you stop, like you stop like that.
You were like.
So he's going full speed, I'm going full speed, and he keeps swerving in front of me. I'm like, hey, yo, like, dude, move. And I'm like, every time you do that, like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to move fast enough, because like there's moving cars on this side of the street and behind us. It's not a lot of traffic. Like don't think we out there doing some daredevil stuff. Like it was like one or two cars here and there coming. But I'm just like, still to be safe. Like,
Where was this at?
Venice Beach.
Okay.
And we went in like, we parked the car, and after we ate or whatever, it was literally two bikes right there. It was two scooters. And so I was like, so he was like, come on, let's get on. So we got on it. We put like $20 on it, because we planned to ride for a little minute. At first, I was like, let's just ride over here by the restaurants, like something easy. So we did that. Went over there by the restaurants, and I was like, okay, this is getting bored. Like, we're just going in a circle. Like, I want to do something else. Like,
Love it.
I want to bump it up. So we went, like I said, into the neighborhoods or whatever, and he swerved in front of me, and I put that brake on, because it was a car coming on the other side of the street, and so I couldn't swerve around him, and he swerved. Anyway, put the brake on, I flew. Let me give you a description of what I had on. A tube dress, okay, and some freaking Vans. When I tell you, when I like went flying like I was Superman,
I can't even look at
trying to stop my fall. And I was on the ground face to face first. And I was like trying not to cry, because I was like, that's gonna be so terrible. Like if I sit here and start crying, I'm like 20 something years old. Girl, get it together. And so he keeps going. This nigga keeps going. And then he finally stopped and turned around. Oh, you fell? I'm like, what do you mean? Like, didn't you hear?
Just gonna ask me that?
I'm like, I'm on the ground. Yes, I fell. So he got on his scooter and turned around and came back. He came back and he bent down. He was like, you all right? I was like, no, I thought I broke my face. Like, everything was hurting. I had like scrapes in my arms. I had a scrape on top of my. Oh no! I had on sandals. I'm so sorry. I had on the little strappy sandals. Cause I thought we were just gonna go eat. So yeah, I had on sandals. I had a bruise and a scratch on top of my foot, and the worst thing was my knees.
I'm sweating.
Me too. I fell so hard on my knees, like it was like a head was coming out of my knee. It swole up.
Come out your knee. Your knee was giving birth.
Yes, and it was red and bruised. And he was like, "Come on, let's get back on the scooter. Let's ride back to the car." Y'all, I must have looked at him. I'm like, I'm never getting on this thing again. Promise you, you're doing the freaking most. I limped back to the car, pulling the scooter. And he gonna ask me, come on, let's ride again. You.
One thing I can say, I'm gonna let everybody know. If you fall or tell me that, I don't care how old you are. You could be a baby, a child, a teenager, my age, older. I don't care. If it's funny, I'm going to laugh. And then I'm
Same.
ask you, are you okay?
Same.
I mean, I will ask you if you are okay, but whenever somebody falls, like, it was one time one of my dad's friend, this lady, whatever. So, we was having a conversation. It was me, my dad, and her friend. I mean, his friend.
Mm-hmm.
So, she said, I don't remember, I was maybe 16 or 17, we was all talking, and she mentioned that she almost fell. I started laughing hard. I had tears in my eyes. And my dad told her, do not tell Star that you fell or you almost fell or you was going to fall. Anyway, we'll mention the word fall, fail, whatever. Do not say that in front of her because she is going to laugh. And I'm busting up laughing. And she looked at me. This is exactly, she's like, so if I fail and I hurt myself right now, you're going to laugh. I'm like, I was just dying laughing hard. And she was really mad. And my dad was like, I told you, don't say that. Because she's going to laugh. She's like, but it never happened. Like, it doesn't matter. I can imagine how you did.
Exactly.
So,
No.
if I fall, I'm going to laugh too.
I can't say I don't want to say his
The
name.
person name?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's your dad's friend. The old man.
It's okay. It's a lot of older people. I think I know who you're talking about. Okay. Yeah.
Remember when he fell?
Speaking of falling, this is a good one, and it happened to me. It was in my dad's hometown. Shout out to North Carolina, New Bern. So,
Hometown of Pepsi.
yes. So I want to say maybe 8 or 9 years old. It was raining. And in North Carolina, when it rains, it rains. So it was me and my cousin. We was running, trying to get inside the house. And we had McDonald's. I had a Happy Meal. She had her food. I had mine. So I'm running. She's like, Star, what are you doing? I'm like, trying to get away from her. And like how the movies, that leg go up, and it went up too high in the other leg, and I went BOW on the ground, and I laid on my back.
You fell with your food? You was too geek to eat.
I was trying to get inside the place. I was trying to get inside the house where we were staying. I had one hand with the old school Happy Meal, the little arch thing, and you hold on to it, look like a little purse, paper purse. And the cup in the hand, and a cup in my other hand, and my cousin, Star, you okay? I turned around, looked at her like, I was laughing so hard, and the people who we were staying with, they opened the door. Oh my gosh, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, and I'm busting up like they're like, you crying? I'm like, no, I'm laughing.
What the hell?
And the crazy about it, my food did not come out the Happy Meal, nothing. My soda stayed on, like I didn't even spill her or nothing.
Damn, aren't you the lucky one?
Yes, and they're like, are you okay? Are you hurt? I'm like, no, I'm not hurt. And I'm laughing, me and my cousin, we are laughing. And they're looking like, it's not funny. Why are you guys laughing? I'm like, I fell.
Not you.
Exactly. So I think it's funny. So I'm going to laugh. And my dad's like, don't pay them no mind. Don't pay Star no mind. She, just let her laugh. I'm like, yes, because I'm going to keep on, you keep on telling me to stop laughing. I'm going to keep on laughing because it's even more funny. So.
Clumsy.
Oh, I am clumsy sometimes.
Clumsy all the time.
Look who's talking.
I ain't clumsy.
Mm-hmm.
Name one time. Oh, this was after I was drunk though at her house. we made a drink, iced tea and vodka. So good on a hot summer day, and we were in the pool.
And you can't taste it.
And she told me, hey, like, go get some more, like, fill my cup up. So I said, okay, cool. Her kitchen is in the back of the house, so went in through the back door. And as soon as I went to reach for the refrigerator, I slid and ate it, like that.
That sounds like somebody just got whooped.
And you was like, are you okay? And I'm on the ground,
Just
reflecting my life, like, damn, like I need somebody to help me up. That was like one clumsy moment. I don't usually fall.
I don't fall that much. I'll slip like, ooh, and I catch myself.
I dropped my hot dog at Costco. That's still a hard subject for me.
Because that's some food that you was hungry.
My mom and my friend were with me. We went to Costco to get something, and this was late at night, probably like 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock.
Late at night.
Oh, it was at night. Shut up. And so I went to the food court. Nobody was there. Like, literally, it was like, well, maybe like 2 people was in front of me. And I was like, okay, I want 3 hot dogs. So I got 3 hot dogs, went over to the thing, put the relish, the mustard, like asking everybody what they want. As soon as I got there, on that one faithful morning, I got right in between the seats. And I had handed them their hot dog, and mine fell in the middle of the floor. Bro. The way my mom laughed just pissed me off because I wanted to knock her hot dog out of her hands. I was the hungriest person there. My food was on the floor.
Oh my gosh.
And I paid for it. And y'all gonna laugh because I dropped my hot dog? Oh my God. And if y'all don't know Costco food, pretty much everything they make is good.
And it's cheap. That's like one of the cheapest.
Yeah, it was like $2 or $1.50 or something for a hot dog.
Yeah, $2.50 and you get a drink.
Yeah. I don't think we got the drinks though. I told her no drinks or something. No, I don't remember. But I just remember my fucking hot dog falling on the floor. That's all I remember.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Speaking of memories, what's your one of the best childhood memories? I guess it's a lot, so she has to giggle.
I was kind of a bad child.
What?
Some people are gonna be like, "Why is that a good memory?" But
it could be something that you have did that, even though it was what you did was bad and not right, but it could be funny when you look at it now. Like everybody has that moment. You did something that was wrong and bad. You laugh about like, "Oh my gosh, I was so dumb."
I used to play with fire, and that's how I have the scar on my leg.
Don't piss her off.
No, I'm not like that. But I used to play with fire, and I had a braid. Coinkadink. I had a braid, and I found it in the trash because my cousin had took her braids out. So it was like a half a braid in the trash, and I found my grandma's lighter. My grandma was like a 2-pack a day cigarette smoker, and so I was like, "Ooh, a lighter? Ooh, a braid." So I couldn't have been more than like 7 or 8. And I'm just sitting there. My grandma's asleep, and I'm in her room. We watching Jenny Jones, you know.
I missed that show.
Girl,
funny.
I used to watch Ricky Lake, Jenny Jones, Moesha, and my grandma said Moesha was a hoe. So, yeah, my grandma was a trip.
Ooh, okay.
But I'm sitting there. It's in the afternoon, and I got the braid and I got the lighter, and I lit the braid on fire, and it started to melt down. And I was like, "Oh, like that," and it landed on my leg. That's how I have that scar here. Ooh. And I was in there trying to put ice on it, lick it, everything, because I'm a kid. I'm like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna get in trouble."
I hurt myself.
And so my mom came to pick me up. My mom's like, "What happened to your leg?" And I said,
"There is no things that nobody else would know."
I said, "My nana, she burned me with her cigarette."
You said your grandpa.
I said my grandma burned me with a cigarette.
Time out. You never blame your grandmother for some stuff because you know you're going to get double trouble.
My grandma said, "She goddamn lie."
Hold on. Say that one more time without that laughing.
She said, "She a goddamn lie." I ain't going to waste no cigarette on her leg.
Ernest, I'm not going to waste a cigarette on her
Girl, my
leg.
grandma was not playing about them cigarettes. Up until the time before she passed, she couldn't even hold the cigarette. And she used to pay me and my little cousin $10 to hold her cigarette in her mouth for her. And I used to cuss. I was like, "I want Kool-Aid, you goddamn bitch."
No.
I got a whooping a lot.
I would never forget one time I was at my aunt's house. I was young, probably like 3 or 4 years old. Mm-hmm. And I was like, "What do you want to drink?" "I want a beer." They said, "What you say?" "I want a beer." you go by what your parents was doing.
I want that beer. I feel like if you go sit your little ass down somewhere, you get no damn beer.
I mean, there's times I said some things when I was younger. One was a teenager. This one, I said something that was inappropriate, but my mind was thinking something else. I don't think I could. No, I'm not gonna talk about that one because that one is real bad.
Okay, tell me.
Yes, I'll tell you after. I'm trying to think of.
I have one more memory to share. When I was little, me and my cousin, we're 5 years apart, just like you and I. And she's younger than me, my little cousin. And so she had to have been like 7, and I was probably like 12 at the time. And she used to come over all the time because her mom, my cousin, lived across the walkway from my grandma. And so when her mom would be at work, my mom would be at work, they would leave us with my grandma. And the one thing they knew, no matter what house you left me and her in, if you had groceries,
you gonna help me?
No, we was gonna fuck them up. We used to make pots and pots of goulash. We would have noodles. We would have flour, milk, chili powder, just in there. One time we made bread, and we ate it. And I don't even know how to make bread. And one time I made Lucas when I was little, and I don't even know how I did that. I put some Larry seeds on the side.
Yeah, you were bad.
We could have died, bro. We was in there mixing it up, turning on the stove.
I guess compared to you, I was a good little girl because I knew better. Cause
I was mischievous, you know. My grandma was old, so she wasn't.
I guess because my dad raised me, and he from the South, so he was old school. He told me some stories about him when he was a kid, and my brother called us and said, "Pops, you just saved your grandson's life because of what you." All right, so when my dad was young, with him, his dad, his mom, and his nephew, how that happened. His oldest sister, the oldest one, the firstborn, she had a kid, and my grandmother took care of her grandson because my aunt I guess she was young and she was out trying to work and she couldn't provide. So it's like, okay, I'll take care of your son while you try to get yourself together and get your job and everything else. Okay. That's how, family gotta help each other out.
Right.
And my cousin and my dad, they were close. They was kind of, they're not the same age, but I'll say maybe 10, 15 years apart, but they got close. Okay. So my dad's eyes was bigger than his stomach, and we all know whatever's in that plate, you're going to eat what's in that plate. So my dad was like, I'm full, I don't want no more. And my grandfather like, boy, do you know there's kids in India that would love to eat your food? And my dad, he was young, and he's all about giving, and he's about giving. He's like, well, then send it there. And he thinking in his mind, oh, we're going to help. You already know. He said his exact words. He's sitting like this. He woke up still sitting like this, but on the floor in tears. He said he got up, and it looked like everything was normal. My grandfather was eating, my grandmother was eating, his sisters and his brothers, and because was eating like nothing happened. And he finished the plate. So fast forward, my brother called. He was like, Pops, I had to leave the kitchen because your grandson did the same thing. And he said, thank you for telling me that story.
Hereditary.
Because if you did not tell me that, I probably would have done what Grandpa did. Like, I was going to get on him. But when you told me, and this is the coincidence, my nephew was the same age as my dad when it happened. So my brother was like, okay, I remember Pops, my dad told me this, so probably this is what he meant too, because again, me and my dad and my family, we are about sharing and helping each other, and that's what my nephew was like. Well, if there's people in Africa starving, let's just give them the food. And my brother's like, he got up and walked away because he wanted to hurt
to whoop that butt.
Yeah, he was like, Dad, you saved your grandson.
Parents, you gotta understand, kids don't Kids don't get it. They're not trying to be, not all, well, let me retract that.
Some. Where their mind is at, some of them don't.
Some of them are thinking good when they tell you that. And it's just like, when I was little, I barely ate. And my mom thought it was something wrong with me. As you see now, she's healthy. But the pediatrician told mom, don't force her to eat. She will eat when she is hungry. That goes for every kid.
And it's the same thing. It happened again with my same nephew. He was acting up and he was talking back. I'm like, you know, you got a smart mouth. I don't like that. Auntie, you want me to be dumb then? I was like,
they don't know.
No, baby, I don't want you to be dumb. I'm like, you know what? Let me change my tone in what I say and how I say it. Because again, he's young and don't know.
You got patience though.
You have to.
Look, I don't have any kids. But I know for a fact, when you have children in multiples, it is hard to be patient because you are spread so thin. And it's just like when they say something and it sounds slick.
You have to realize
like what?
You be
like you want to.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
That don't work. That don't work.
Yeah, no, it does.
That works with beige people. No, black people.
It depends what they say, how angry you are. It depends your level of anger. Because if it's like a mild, you're like 1, 2, 3, okay, I'm cool.
I pray I'm just a nice parent though. I don't want to be the main influencer of discipline. I'm gonna back whatever is said, but I just don't. I don't want to be the bad cop. But I feel like I am.
I think I'm gonna be both.
I mean, there's a time and a place, but
yes.
for the majority of the time, I just want to be just chill.
Yeah.
My mom was a very chill parent. She used to let me not do.
It was like she was chill because I feel she probably remember when she was your age. So it's like.
But she was an angel child, though.
No, but the thing is of how her friends and siblings were. But like, okay, you know what? I remember how they thought, so this is what my daughter is thinking. And that's the same thing with my dad. Because my dad said a lot of parents don't realize what it was like to be a kid, and they think kid.
Yeah.
And that's what you do need to realize. I mean, like, again, we both don't have kids. But I have a lot of nieces and nephews and
cousins.
But like this, before this coronavirus and all this, my house was Santa's workshop. I have that many nieces and nephews. I have, hold on, let me really count. That's 10. Okay, basically 18, 19 nieces and nephews, 1 grandnephew, and 3 grandnieces, 1 godson. That's a lot.
I don't even like people like that.
That's a lot. And when it came to it, Christmas, this year, y'all gonna get a Merry Christmas. No, it was like, but at the time, Christmas is always my favorite holiday. But we had stuff for the kids, and now a lot of them are grown. The youngest one is my nephew, who is 6 years old. 5 or 6. I'm sorry.
I have 6.
You lucky.
Well, there's a lot of stuff. I have 8 other siblings. 3 that are biological, and the rest were the kids that my father claimed within his marriages. So I'm counting my biological siblings. So I have 6. But for cousins, it's like 25.
I guess you could say 3 biological and 2 that are in-law. Oh, that's too many of them.
Yeah, black families.
Put it like this, I'm the youngest out of all of them.
Same
I'm
here.
the only one with no kids. So I'm considered as the fun auntie.
Same here.
Because I took a lot of my nieces and nephews to theme parks. I had them face their fears on some of the roller coasters. Like my nephew who turned 21 last year, I told him, when you turn 21, I'm taking you to Vegas. And we had a good time in Vegas. I said, you can bring whoever you want. I'll pay for your hotel room. And I'll pay for my room. And it was somebody else that was supposed to go with us, but he couldn't because personal situations, understand. Boom. But first, my nephew like, 10 people want to come. I was like, okay, but as long as they can find a room. I'm like, how many people you want to stay in your room? I don't care. My room, if they need somebody to crash, I got 2 beds. My bed and theirs, they want to. I don't care. As long as we don't put a Berlin Wall, we good.
Yeah.
But they didn't want to. But it ended up being 3 of his friends showing up.
That's enough.
And so we had a great time, came back. He told his brothers. The second oldest one was like, Auntie, when I turn 21, will you take me to Vegas? Yes, baby, let's go.
She's the Vegas goer. And I hadn't, like, was it this year for Father's Day weekend? Me and my family cannot believe.
I've been trying to get this girl to go.
I know. But I cannot believe, like, not all my family, but it was a lot of us. Like, a lot of us. It was my cousin, 3 of her 4 kids, her daughter's boyfriend, her daughter's best friend, her daughter's son. I had my uncle, his ex-wife, all his kids, his grandkids. Like,
it was a whole family.
Yeah.
Like a family reunion.
Yeah, and I was like, we have not been together like this in so many years. It was really nice. I enjoyed myself. I wish COVID wasn't a thing, because after we had the little Father's Day get together or whatever at the Airbnb, we really wanted to go out, and it was like not litty in the city. And I was upset.
And for the longest, I've been trying to get this girl to go, because I told her when you're under 21 is not the same, because you can't really do anything. And I told her, once you turn 21 over, it's so different. Like, it's still the same. There's no different. Ain't nothing. Her mind changing. Look, she looking at me like that because she know I'm not lying.
And I found this bomb Cajun food spot. Oh my God, they had some bomb seafood boils. Oh, it was so good. I was just like, I really want to go back just for that.
I want to go back to Vegas. I miss it. I had so much fun. Because when I took my nephew, we walked around the strip. I think we went to Fremont. We went to this ice bar, dressed up in the furs, and took pictures of it. It was fun. And like when you get a drink, it's not a regular cup. It's made out of glass. And you wear gloves. And the thing is, you go in, you can stay there as long as you want. And so I did a special for my nephew. I was like, look, I surprised them. I paid for everybody.
Baller alert!
Hold up, you turned 21 once. I wanted to make sure my nephew was going to have a good time.
Look, only turned 31 once. What it do, boo?
I ain't going to say my age. You turned 30-something.
I'm done with her. Do the math. I already said that we were so many years apart. Do the math.
She lied.
I tell the truth.
Maury said in the lie detect, that was a lie.
Lie. But yeah, we just wanted to do like a slight introduction, a little family video, a little be safe out there.
Yes.
You know, your life is more important than having fun. There's many different facets of having fun, and we just got to be creative now, you know?
Yes, there's nothing wrong being creative. If you were creative as a child, you could be creative as an adult.
Exactly. Boop, 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 boop.
And kids are very creative. I work with kids. So this is it, and thank you for watching.
And thank you for chilling with us and becoming a part of the CNS fam, the Star Della and Cheryl fam.
Yes.
Pew, pew.
We see you later, guys.